Hello everyone, and welcome to the Persona 3 FES Beginner Guide.
Please take this seriously.
May I introduce Mitsuru? She's going to be observing and helping with some of the explanations today.
Hello, I am Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm delighted to be able to oversee today's training video.
Anywho, first thing I want to point out is something in the description. It's a Google Doc that I've made as a cheat sheet. I originally started it when I first played through the game because there was so much to remember, and I've slowly added to it over time and refined it as I've made tutorial videos in preparation for this video and through other playthroughs and things. I plan on trying to update it as future videos and playthroughs happen, so it should be up to date if you're watching this in the future. Speaking of which, there's also a playlist down there, and in the card in the top right with all my current Persona 3 FES guides. That should also be up to date. I'll also be sprinkling them throughout the video as the topics come up in cards in the top right. Okay, let's get started then.
Yes, let's begin.
So, if you've never played a Persona game before, the thing that makes them different from other RPGs and the mainline SMT games are social links. Persona 3 FES takes place over one school year, starting in the spring of 2006 and ending in the spring of 2007. So from the start, your days are numbered. You'll have to manage your school life by attending classes, studying for exams, engaging in after-school clubs and activities, and hanging out with friends. And then also trying to train up for a monthly boss fight and save the world on top of that. Yay! It's an interesting structure that allows for a good balance of RPG gameplay and storytelling, with each side affecting the other to some extent. If you have played the sequels like Persona 4 or Persona 5, there's some differences to how things work in those games. First of all, the game is a lot more difficult in combat than 4 and 5. Those games have a lot of systems that the player can leverage to make themselves extremely powerful. While it is possible to become OP by grinding in Persona 3, it's possible in every JRPG, and the bosses in this game can be quite challenging without knowing their strengths and weaknesses beforehand. Part of this difficulty is due to your control over the party members, or rather the lack thereof. The idea was that the developers wanted you to feel like you were one individual amongst this group of friends instead of some eldritch being puppeting everyone from the shadows. This is a good idea in concept, but in reality, it kind of falls flat. While you can give the AI general commands as the leader, such as heal, conserve SP, focus on one target, the AI can still fall flat in a lot of ways. For example, if you see an enemy with flames all over it, it's a fair assumption that you shouldn't try and go for fire and try and hit it with an ice skill first. However, the AI doesn't see that until you scan in battle or until they try to hit it with a fire attack first. Mitsuru, for example, is known to...
Sorry, what were you saying?
Is known to be a very useful ally who definitely doesn't spam a stats ailment move a lot. Anyway, if this sounds awful, the two options currently are either apply a simple cheat code to your legitimate copy of Persona 3 FES, link in the description, or play the PSP version, which changed this and also has a port on Steam. Or I guess you could wait several months for the remake that was announced while I was working on the script. Apart from this, the other changes are relatively small. Persona skill inheritance is random instead of manual, so you may have to back out and reattempt the fusion until the skill you want appears on the resulting persona. There's no option to be either friends or date a girl in this game. Once you get to about rank 6, you'll automatically be counted as dating a girl, and there are some rules around that about cheating. This does mean you have to go on a harem route if you want to max out all the social links and get one of the ultimate personas in this game. Although, you won't have to worry about that on your first playthrough. Unlike 4 and especially 5, where there's room to do all the social links in one playthrough, it's almost impossible in Persona 3 FES. There is an old game facts guide on how to do it, but it is a day-by-day schedule that includes doing certain things on certain days to manipulate the RNG of when people call you to hang out on the weekend and things like that. Definitely a cool thing, and there's a lot of good info in it, but I feel like it would kind of take the fun out of a first playthrough of a Persona game anyway. So, given that, let's talk about time management. Make a schedule. Do it. Get a piece of paper or a simple text document or something and write out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc. Then plan out who to hang out with and when to do certain activities. I have a whole video about this, how I approach getting as many social links done as possible in the game, but it really does boil down to making a schedule and sticking to it. No joke, this is how I learned to be more organized in college and beyond. So, hey, I'm not saying it's going to change your life like it changed mine. I'm just saying, I learned a thing or two this way. Try it. That pretty much wraps up the social link stuff, but let's talk about Tartarus and the battle system. Mitsuru, this is your area of expertise. Would you care to assist with this section?
Of course. Tartarus is a structure that appears only during the dark hour, a 13th hour at night that most people are unaware of. It seems to be the source and home of the shadows, monstrous beings that suck the will to live from people. The Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, or FES for short, was created to explore Tartarus and combat the shadows. Our goal is to find a way to put an end to the dark hour and the shadows permanently. You and the other members of FES are still students. As such, you are not used to the dark hour and combat, and you will tire much more quickly than normal. This will obviously affect your performance in battle and put yourself and your companions in danger. Don't be reckless. Retreat if you begin to feel tired or ill. However, as you become more used to the dark hour and become stronger, it seems that the effects lessen and you can go for longer periods without becoming tired. As you climb Tartarus, you will be forced to engage in combat. While there are many aspects of battle, for beginners I'd like to emphasize the importance of weaknesses. Striking an enemy's weak point will deal significantly more damage than normal. However, it will also knock the enemy down and give you an opportunity to follow up with more attacks. Taking advantage of this and planning your attacks carefully is the key to climbing Tartarus without wearing yourself down. However, this can also be turned against you as well. Please pay attention to the weaknesses of your persona and your allies so that you aren't overwhelmed by the enemy's assault.
Thank you for the help today, Mitsuru. You were a big help in getting this project done in time.
It was my pleasure. However, you're still not allowed to make these educational videos without someone else around anymore.
Dang it.
If you took these more seriously, I wouldn't have to worry about it. You do realize these are supposed to be used for training new members of FES?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I mean, yes, ma'am. I'll take this more seriously.
And you'll get them out in a timely manner?
Oh, now you're just asking for the impossible.
Very well, I'll suppose I'll just have to be content with that. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.
And in case we don't see you, I hope you have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See ya!